We thank you for the cold weather. I wish you would warm it up some more, but we do enjoy having the seasons, and Lord be with us and as we get in there and don't get too cold at this time, Lord. Lord, be with us in our decisions tonight that they might be the best for this community and for this area. Lord, we ask you to bless each one of our people that live in this town. We ask you to be all around here because they do need to be blessed, Lord, at this time. Lord, be with us and guide us tonight as we make our decisions. We ask in the name of your Son, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor to the flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Days.
I was in here earlier today. It's warm. That's good though when you've been outside. Okay. Public comment. I have nothing on public comment. We've got to approve the minutes of the December 16th and December 23rd meetings. You've got a new set of those in front of you. There's a couple of errors on the other ones, so they've been fixed. We have a new set to look at with.
Yeah.
Entertain a motion when you're ready.
I'm going to approve the minutes of December 16th and December 23rd.
A motion from Richard to approve the 16th and the 23rd minutes.
I'll second.
Second from James. Any other discussion? All in favor?
I need to abstain from the first set.
Shirley's going to abstain from the 16th meeting. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I will vote for the 16th. We'll have a quorum for that. Financial report.
I got you 2 months there, and I forgot to bring the current sales.
You got what?
I forgot to put out the current sales tax stuff.
Oh,
Sorry.
we had one of them, but it wasn't current, was it? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, it actually went down with the other direction for the first time in I don't know how long. It wasn't
Yeah,
bad, but it did
wasn't
change.
bad, but it did go down.
If you were betting on a horse race, you'd be in trouble. Let me ask you just to get clarification. I'm looking at the November 24 on the revenue summary page. It's not a page number here, but you'll know which one it is. The general fund, utility fund. In the utility fund, we've got a October and November $178,000 payments. Is that correct? Do we get one both months?
What that is, that's designated revenue.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I go through, that's revenue that we have that goes to specific things. It's in our detailed budget. There's a section, or they're highlighted. That's like the revenue that we get that pays debt to the water. That's designated revenue. It can't be used for anything else. I'm trying to think of what else. The money that we collect for garbage, that's designated because it goes straight from us to the garbage company. That's just funds that are specifically revenue that is specific to go to something else. It's not available for general use.
Okay. This is this page. Go back a couple more pages.
One more.
I think the next page on that.
It is.
Which is 120. This right here is what I'm asking about. Those are big numbers, and I just
Yeah, and the same
for the
thing.
GLO grants and that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hotel designated revenue includes the amount of sales tax that has to go in the 100 that has to go to the EEDI. You know, that's money that revenue we get, but it's got a designated purpose.
Well, that utility fund isn't in there.
No, that designated revenue is in the general fund for
Right.
that.
Right.
I'm just giving you examples of what,
That's
like
fine.
hotel motel revenue, it's separate from your
Well,
funds for any purpose.
okay, over in the expense part of the utility fund, under administration, you've got other expense, $128,000. And I think y'all said a while ago across the room that that's the GLO money there.
128, yes, sir.
Is that money that's in November, is there a chance that some of the money that we got here, the $178,000 for November per se, is going to be used up in December as well? I mean, I know we don't get it in the same month and use it in the same month all the
We
time.
did that month.
We did, okay.
Yes, sir. In November, we did. We did get it and expense it in the same month. And on the GLO funds, that will usually be the way it happens because we only have 3 days after we get the funds to disperse the money.
Oh, okay.
So, but depending on when the deposit is, if it's the end of the month, then it can go from one month to the other. But I missed putting that on there. But it's 100. I checked it, and it was 128 revenue and 128 expense.
How big of a deal would it be? It may be a bigger mountain to climb than we want to climb, but when I get this, as you well know, I look at this page here that tells us
The budget
numbers,
summary.
income, expense for each category, and look at those and go, okay, we're fine, whatever, I understand what we're doing. But that, like in that money that came in is $178,000 twice. That's a large number that skews that report that I look at, that I take for granted. Like this shows now we're $81,000 in the hole. Well, if that other money hasn't been used already, then we're more in the hole than that. And how hard would it be to take the designated fund income and expense and show both of those on a page where we are? Like, you know what that came in for and what it's designated for, and then when it goes out, we would have something that shows us that the difference would be, and it may be a bigger mountain to climb than we need to climb. I'm just curious.
Well, I could give you a copy of the designated revenue. What's in each one?
Well, like you have here, designated
because
revenue.
like in the general fund, designated revenue, we get $65,000 worth of sales tax that is for EEDI. That goes out that month. Now, we might get $24,000 worth of hotel motel money. That's not, all of that may or may not be dispersed in a month. You know, we have our monthly things, and I don't think they add up. Some months it all goes out, and some months it doesn't. So I see what you're asking.
Yeah, I don't know. And
Well,
then,
it would be fairly easy because it has the sheet showing all the revenue that's coming in, and then we would just have to look at the expense
well, it
side
just tell
of
us,
what's going
it
in.
would just tell us in that balance on that one sheet, how much of that, what we could do the difference in those two and see the true amount that we're ahead or behind or whatever. Get a
Because,
more accurate picture. The designated amount, we don't really control. It just flows through.
right.
But it can be 1 month we got it and we hadn't spent it yet and make it skew
Well,
out.
and the same thing
That's
is
good.
for state revenue for
Yes, yeah.
fines. You know, we pay that quarterly. So we'll bring in say $17,000. We won't have an expense next month, 17,000. Next month, 17. But then we'll have an
Third quarter
expense.
gets caught up top of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, look at it if we can.
Okay.
I think it'd be interesting to know for us to keep a better track. Other communities around us are making me nervous to find out they're in trouble and they didn't know until it happened. Anyway, got it. Anybody else have any questions for Thursday? Okay. Board of City Commissioners may discuss and take action on the following agenda items. Item number 1, discuss consideration to approve resolution 2025-01 ordering the May election.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-01, ordering the May 3rd election.
Motion
I'll
from
second
Shirley.
it.
Second from Richard to approve resolution 2025-01 ordering the May 3rd, 2025 election. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 2, discuss consideration to approve resolution 2025-02, the resolution authorizing continued participation with the steering committee of the city served by Encore and authorize the payment of 11 cents per capita to the steering committee to fund regulatory and legal proceedings and to activities related to Encore Electric Delivery Company, LLC. Okay, and 11 cents is how much money?
436. 46? 436. 436.
Okay,
I believe it was 10 cents last year. They went up a penny.
I move we approve resolutions 2025-02.
motion from Richard to approve resolution 2025-02.
I'll second that.
Shirley has made a second. Any other discussion?
I
James is going to abstain. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign.
Why not?
Motion carries. Sometimes you gotta keep your head down. Alright, item number 3, discuss consideration to approve the second reading of ordinance 25-911, an ordinance of the city of Eastland, Texas, amending revision chapter 14, streets, sidewalks, and public places, article 6, Eastland Cemetery, by adding provisions regarding the Pecan Grove Urn Garden, providing a repealing clause, and providing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date.
And this reflects the change that y'all requested at the last meeting.
Okay, I was not here for that first reading, and I looked through this the best I could, and I didn't see anything about, I have a big note here to myself, the cost. Where does it address the cost to the individual who's wanting to use the?
It's in the rate and fee schedule, isn't it?
It's what we're gonna talk, I think that's the next thing, isn't it?
Rate fee?
It's
Can I make a
100.
suggestion, and on the items that actually have a cost involved, put a notation on there that to see the
Rate and fee schedule.
price, see the rate and fee schedule, because otherwise, if somebody comes in and reads the minutes, they're not gonna know necessarily to go to the rate and fee schedule. I mean, I looked in here, I thought, well, maybe it has what the cost is, or it would say, see rate and fee schedule, and I didn't see anything in there. What is the rate, I mean, what is the cost? And I looked in the rate and fee schedule, I didn't see it either, but I just looked.
$150, isn't it?
150.
Is it in the rate and fee schedule?
Better be.
I thought it was, wasn't it?
I think we put them all in the cemetery stuff. $300, $400, and $500.
I may miss it, but I don't see rate, I don't see cemetery in here.
Oh, is it in the deed? Is it in the deed for cemetery?
No, it's not.
Well, it's not in there.
It's not.
We will address that.
Huh?
It is not in there. We will address that.
Has it ever been in here?
Has it ever been in there?
I think it has in the past, but I don't.
I thought it was at some point. Yeah.
This is the one from last year that we updated.
That's what I thought we looked at that when we did this.
Yeah, I thought we had it in there.
I knew what it was, we talked about it.
And it's something that says how much the plot's worth and how much the earn.
I don't see it for anything.
It has been in there in the past.
And this is the one from last year.
We'll treat you right. Trust me.
Whoever the previous guy was, he made sure that was in there.
Probably the previous guy.
Previous guy.
Couldn't change it.
There is nothing about the cemetery in
That's what I
here.
just said. At all.
Guess we'll do that.
Well, would y'all like to table both of these and
Yeah,
address them
I
next
think
month?
so.
I would make a motion.
Surely that's made a good point.
Before we table the next one, I had a question about
Go ahead.
something.
Anybody have any more questions on number 3?
No.
You got a motion to table number 3 till next month? Motion from James and Richard
Second.
seconded to table number 3. And number 4, we'll discuss for a minute, make sure we got it right. Go ahead, Shirley.
Is that having to do with the water rates? Well,
Water rates went up 17%. You weren't here for that part either.
I wasn't, that's what I was gonna ask, is why did we go up more than 16.5?
Then what?
Well, it says that they raised the city's rate 16.5, but we're raising the customer rates a little bit more than that.
Or did, I thought,
We did it off of the, I wish I had my stuff.
off of, they,
The percentage that they did, it was, and we did the math off of that. They,
Well, I was just reading and it said that they're raising our rate 16.5.
Mhm.
And so then these are the amounts. It comes to like,
Do you have your stuff, Leslie, from last time?
It actually would be, well, it should be the same.
I just thought since it says across the board, we were raising everybody 16.5, all the rates.
Well, and then we have the debt service in there too, the new debt service. Correct.
well.
Did the
and
debt service
also-
change?
We added debt service.
They added some debt service?
We added debt service, the new, for the water line,
Oh, that's right.
$4 and.
One of them came to 17%, and one was like 17.06 and
16.9.
17.35.
There you go. 16.99, there you go, right. Oh, the rate,
I'm just curious, because it's a big jump, and I just thought, if they think we're raising their rates more than our rates are being raised, it may.
Part of that is we had the new debt service that the city took on for the new water line that will be installed, the new service line, pump line. That goes into this
Are you
and
here for that? We had to add money to that because it's been so long. The price has gone.
Yeah.
I think that was a month before you were here.
We have the 24A and the 24B, which
that's the debt
is,
service
yeah, 285 and 130
per meter.
per meter each. Yeah, whatever 285 plus 130 is how much the debt service increase outside, in addition to the water increase. Is
Plus-
that what you were asking?
Yes, because we also went off of the percentage, and that's why it's gonna be a little bit more total, was we had that increase plus the water district's increase
Yeah, we had to add debt service
to that increase.
to that increase.
You good?
Can
No,
I,
but I can't do anything about it.
That's 70% in your pocket too,
No
isn't
kidding.
Roma,
it? Okay.
can I add something? Can we approve, the ordinance with just that change?
No, because you need to add that comment in there to see the rate and fee schedule.
That's what I'm saying, with that change. I mean, we're on the second reading of it.
But we
so-
don't have the rate and fee schedule changed yet.
Yeah, well, we've already tabled it, so
Okay.
let's just fix it and we'll approve it next time.
can we wait on tabling this one and pass this with an amendment with the cemetery fee schedule in there? I only asked that because we've already sent out our rate letters that we had to send to our wholesalers.
Mm-hmm.
And the district has already started implementing this on January 1st.
Okay, so this one, we need to have the cemetery part added.
As an amendment to the fee schedule.
Yeah, well, it needs to be added to this, and we'll approve it with those additions. But what about the cost of a plot? Where is that? What does a cemetery plot cost?
$300, $400, or $500.
Does that need to be in here as well? That's been in
Or
something, I've seen that.
It's
before.
been
It
in-
used to be in the rate.
Yeah,
It used
I
to
guess
be
I
in
thought
the-
it was, I don't know.
'Cause I've seen
It
that
was
in
at some
something.
point.
Yeah.
Well, we need all of that, so we need, whoever's about to make this motion. We need the, rate and fee schedule for the, cemetery plots, which are 300, 400, and 500, depending on the size plot.
Or 150 for the creek.
Okay, the cemetery plot is 300, 400, 500, or for the urn garden is 150 for an urn garden. Right?
Right.
We good with that? Everybody got that? Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Now we'll entertain a motion to approve item number 4.
All right, I'll attempt to do that.
All right.
I make a motion to approve on second reading ordinance 25-912, adopting the amended rate fee and schedule fee with the additions of the rate fee schedule for the cemetery plots being 300, 400, 500, and the urn garden plots being 150.
I'll second
Got
that.
a motion from James and a second from Richard. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Glad we got that.
That taken care of.
All right.
Second.
We are going to skip number 5, going into executive session. 5 and 6 both impact that, so that we can go through everybody's reports, and people don't have to wait around for us to finish that deal. So, Savannah, you can do your city manager review.
Okay, can you put the pictures up, please? Terry's gonna put on the screen, the construction update. This is on West Moss Street. They started this process in November with Moss Street, and that's been ongoing. The entire road is now tore up. They've pulled all the brick, they've pulled all the concrete underneath the brick, they're going in and regrading, they're laying rebar. They've actually poured concrete, now it's covered, I'm assuming due to the weather. And this is gonna be, I think, the last longest street that we have that we're doing currently. And they were out today working very hard, switchers are from today. Phase 2 of the creek resurfacing is in progress. Bids were awarded at the last commission meeting. We're waiting on the contractor to get the signed contract over to us. Once that's to us, we'll schedule a pre-construction meeting and that can start. GLO is working on a 24-month extension for the buyout portion of the GLO project. This process is still ongoing, so the buyout is still happening. It's just taking forever on GLO's part. Texas Water Development Board, there's been some movement today. I signed another document that they needed signed. I will have an update tomorrow from the engineers on the water line that's to be laid. And the election has been ordered for May 3rd. First day of file was January 15th. Last day of file is February 14th, 2025. Wildfire mitigation grant, all cities approved the resolutions. Each city is sharing Carbon's portion. Carbon doesn't really have a staff on hand. They use contract labor and such. So each city will be helping Carbon with their mitigation efforts to help their city. This is for Roma. Roma will graduate January 23rd. Is that correct, Roma?
Yes, sir.
With her Texas Registered Municipal Clerk. I just wanted to brag on her for a minute. She's done a lot of those classes and put her hours in, and it's a well-deserved milestone for her. And there's a little article in there that tells you about the TRMC and what it takes to do that. I believe it's 200 hours of class.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, yeah, that's neat.
So it's a very
Wow.
good thing, and we're glad to have Roma here.
That's great.
Congratulations.
You bet.
Thank you, Roma.
You're welcome.
Thank
you.
Eastland Youth Sports Authority Board, they're going to host a town hall meeting It will be January 28th from 6 to 7:30 here at City Hall. Public is highly encouraged to attend. The board's going to be discussing the overview of the advisory board itself and the sports complex. So if you would like to have your voice heard and then listen and see what they can do, attend. And the pavilion at the park, the Lions Club's working on removing the old pavilion and installing a new one. Mr. Dean was here last time.
Yes, last time.
And we discussed that. They requested some assistance from the city. The city's going to fund $12,000 for the pavilion, and there are other donors that are going to match what the city is funding plus some extra money being given. In front of you, I put out the Marti medals. This is the components of the pavilion itself, and then pictures and their order with the pricing.
You know, we have an individual that's gonna, take down the pavilion all in all, and I visited with Bobby, got that all cleared and stuff. Now, somebody asked at Lions today, how soon will we get the $12,000?
As soon as you need it.
Tomorrow, I'll come by and get a check.
Okay.
No, we just wanna make sure, because we have an individual that's gonna match that.
Yes.
And then we need to get with Barty Metal to get him to agree to order everything. And that will order the stuff. And then we're gonna raise more money for the labor.
Okay.
Because we don't know how much labor is gonna be donated, how much,
It'll actually cost.
yeah, whatever.
I think their estimate was $34,000
$34,000, I believe.
with labor.
Everything. That's labor, metal, and everything.
Are you building this pavilion over the existing concrete tables?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, we discussed that today, and that's what I asked. Make sure there wasn't under CP, WPA days. Anyway, I would like to leave the tables, but if we have enough money, I'd like to take out the benches and put new metal benches. Because if you go up there, there's one bench that's split down the middle. There's a couple of them that the tops are broken. Anyway, the benches are in horrible shape. So I'm hoping that if we get the pavilion, we'll have extra money, maybe do the benches, but no promise. But we're gonna see what we can do. That's kind of step two. It's mainly to get that pavilion going. It's gonna be a lot larger than what's up there now. And at Barty Metal will do, it'll be larger, front and back, tall, everything. It's gonna be really nice. And it was discussed, would y'all prefer that pavilion to be moved or leave it right there where it is? I think leave it where it is.
How you gonna move the tables?
Well, that's what, Ken Chapman said, in case we can't do anything with the tables, do we want to just move the pavilion and put up new tables and stuff? But I think, that's what I was gonna ask, make sure, is leave the tables, replace the benches, is what my proposal is. And also, if we have extra money, put up some new barbecue pits. Maybe another big one like it used to be, and then some smaller ones. But that pavilion gets used by a lot of people.
Free webinar.
But I just wanted to be here to make sure if there's any questions, to see when we'll be able to get the money. But we're ready to get going. We've got start date, we're hoping about March 1st, around that. Last February, March 1st, once the Barty gets all the metal ready.
So you need to make sure that stuff is not part of the old work program.
Yeah, it's not.
1920s or
Well,
whatever.
main thing is historical. That's what I want to make sure.
Yeah, it's
But
not
it
part
is
of the historical
WPA.
history, so.
It would have been in the 30s.
And there may be, anyway, main thing is fix those benches. I don't know whether to do other concrete to where they still kind of match, or put metal in there, or what. Be easier to put metal, but I don't know what that would look like with the concrete. But that's the main thing, is get that pavilion, and then step two is gonna be something with the benches,
What about putting concrete benches back?
possibly. And I have a source possibly. In fact, I even thought I'm gonna talk to Curtis Harris and see if he might have some concrete benches that would work. That would be better than what they've had. Of course, those things have been there for 100 years. I'm sure that was
Yeah,
done in the 20s.
have a problem with
Okay.
going either way. I'm just curious about which way you are trying to go. I love the old bridges because they are old and kind of a sports deal, and I know you're big on the sports stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can't be saved, they can't be saved.
I know some of those ditches are gonna need to be redone, and we might be able to pour new concrete, take those off and put new concrete. Just have to, I mean, anyway.
Right.
Well, that's gonna be step two. We're gonna get the pavilion up first and get it all ready for summertime.
So that new pavilion will be 50 by 50, right?
I believe that's right.
What is the current one? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't know offhand. I took a picture. It's a whole lot smaller than that. I bet it's not 15, 20 by, I bet it's not 15 by maybe 20 or 30. What do you think, Buzz?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not very big. And plus it's, it's barely 6.5, maybe 7 foot tall when you walk under it.
What's this new one gonna be? High,
It's gonna be tall,
12 feet.
12 feet. Yeah.
The lefties and righties will be 12 feet.
And then we're going to also get with Curtis Harris out of Sterling to put a monument out there, and everyone that donates large sum of money will have their name put on that, so we recognize individuals in town. We're going to hit a lot of people up. If we're asking $500 and have their names put on there, but possibly $250 and $500, maybe a gold and a silver, something like that. I mean, the mayor can easily throw in some money there.
There you go.
For this particular project?
Yes, yeah.
Has anything else been said or done about the pickleball courts
Oh, yeah,
that we were
yeah.
gonna do?
Well, we drained the money on other projects.
Yeah, okay.
That was still something we'd love to do, but right now we haven't fixed those projects. And that money was all being part of that, money we got, the ARPA funds, where that plan was. Any other questions about this and what Savannah just brought to us? I know that's on her information report.
Yeah, Vanna, when you get the check, just holler at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just need to, I'll tell them we're gonna have it in hand pretty quick. And then we can get with ET. Any other questions on all that?
I got nothing.
Okay, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you for getting that done. Thanks to Lions for all the work y'all do.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're not very big, but we're mighty.
Well, you do a great job.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Dean. Be careful.
Bye-bye.
Code compliance.
Commissioners, Terry started out December with 20 cases. He opened 8 new ones, closed 20, left us with 8. Out of those cases, there were 12 violations that were open and 33 violations that were closed. We had one case that was reported back for back taxes. And we had one property that was abated by the city, and the cost was $9,489. That was a demolition of 207 West Patterson, and I'm going to let Terry give a update of that.
Just real quick, if you remember, this is kind of what it looked like back in June of last year when we kind of got all this started. If you haven't been by there, this is what it looks like now.
Looks a lot better.
Yeah, a lot better.
What's that address again?
207 West Patterson.
Who owns that lot now?
It's still in the deceased person's name until it goes up for taxes, which I'm not sure when that would be. We have sent the letters that we have to send out to try to recoup our costs for the abatement, and they have 30 days to repay us, or then we file a lien at the courthouse on the property. And once we file that lien, then we'll get with Eileen to see how we go about foreclosing on that lien. We get the property, and then we can put it up for sale and get it back into good use and maybe recoup a little bit of our money.
Okay.
So, and then our next project is at 408 East Olive. It's this house here. It's been vacant for as long as I can remember. And it's actually, the roof has already started falling in on it. It's got some neighboring property, and they've been pretty nice about not complaining about it, but it's time. We've sent our beginning letters out to the property owners. They live in somewhere in the Metroplex. One of the letters has already been returned. Undeliverable is addressed according to the post office, but we'll see if the certified letter ever comes back. And then that should be our next one that we'd like to work on getting taken care of.
Okay. So you're a couple of months from tearing that one down, I'm assuming?
Well, no, we're gonna be starting the groundwork now, paper-wise, to start to
Yeah.
get to that point.
Yeah, it'd take a couple months just to get the
Required mailings and those
required mailings
notifications
out.
out.
So.
Is this the one you were waiting to do, the other one on Patterson to start this one?
No, actually, we were looking at a different one, but it is going up, I think, in February for tax sale. So we backed away from it because we didn't want to be right in the middle of going after it and then it changes ownership.
We would like somebody to acquire it that's physically here and we can go after if they don't do something with it.
Yeah.
So Terry's still gonna be paying attention to that property, but since it's so close to going to the tax sale anyway, he's gonna let that one go on through that channel and focus on this one for our next focus demolition.
So what does it have an impact that we go ahead and start doing our part? If they sell it and clean it up, then we're done and we stop. If they sell it and whoever buys it doesn't start cleaning it up in a timely fashion,
Well, we
We've
have to start
already done
all over. If ownership changes, we have to start the process
Okay.
completely over.
Alright.
So that's the reason we do want to go that far.
that's fine.
This one looks like if we had some more of those windstorms like we've been.
You're right.
Our fire department needs
I don't know why we don't do a little test fire training over there.
Yeah.
That's not amazing.
TCQ doesn't allow for that anymore.
Do they not?
No. Well, unless you
remember we did.
I think unless you do it as a sports, Joe, isn't there a way you can do it for a sports event like a bonfire?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
No.
A chili cook-off.
But
Y'all's imagination not very good.
other things that we had today, we had a meeting with the general contractors that are going to be breaking ground for Whataburger next Monday.
I was wondering about that.
So this is
really
really
good.
happening.
Awesome.
They're on fire to get going, and we're on fire for them too. They're really excited to get going. The general contractor and the owner of the construction company that's doing it was here today, and they were very happy with everybody. We had the department heads here that are going to be working.
Tentatively, will be open the middle of August.
Yeah, and they're hoping to have the building completed construction wise by beginning of July.
1st of July.
And then hand it over to the staff that would then move into it at that point and start off, training
It'll take them about
operations.
6 weeks to get it
Yeah.
training and all the stuff they do is what they said today.
And that's weather permitting.
Friday, tractor supply.
And it is a
Hey.
Did they buy the whole thing?
Yeah, they
Well, there's a group that bought the whole property and they carved it into 2 lots. And then the one went to Whataburger and then the other one is still in the property owner's name.
And it is a Whataburger business, not a franchise.
Yeah, it's a corporate store.
It's a corporate store.
Which I think is neat. That's good.
And 24 hours.
That's
24 hours?
Mhm.
Wow.
good. Night policeman, something.
Yeah.
24-hour Whataburger. No, your best one.
That's what I got.
Anything else?
No, sir, that's it.
All right, Chief Fitz.
All right. In December, the police department answered 323 calls for service. We made 7 arrests, 33 offensive reports were generated. We had 53 agency assists. We did 1,115 business checks, 17 vehicle crashes, 11 domestic disturbances. We filed 12 cases with the district attorney's office, 1 with juvenile probation, and we did 7 open records requests. On the traffic side of things, the guys wrote 179 citations, 446 warnings for 625 traffic contacts. Kathy did, on the animal control side of things, 66 calls for service. She issued 5 citations,
0 warnings, 19 impounds, 9 were adopted, and she didn't have to quarantine any in December. We had 4 substantial narcotics arrests, 7 warrants were served, 0 vehicle pursuits that month, which was good. We also had our Christmas party that went off well. We enjoyed that. And brought in Sergeant Allman. One of the things I did when I got here with my command staff was look at some of the needs the PD had that needed to be addressed from, I felt like, the most important to the least. And y'all have been very generous in helping us do that. We have spike systems now that we can deflate tires with. We have less lethal in place in case we have to use it. And one of the latest purchases y'all did was ballistic helmets and shields. These are rifle rated for 308 or down, and these were needed. They should be in every patrol car in the nation. If we have to do an active shooter or we have to take out somebody in a house or anything else, I feel very confident that my guys have all the equipment now they need to do that without being in harm's way.
Well, let me ask a dumb question and show my ignorance real quick here. A 308 and down.
Deer rifle down. I mean, if they shoot at them with a deer rifle, that's going to stop the round. If they shoot at them with a 5.56 like an M4, that's going to stop it. Of course, it'll stop all pistol rounds, things like that. So basically, anything, any kind of round, maybe other than a 330 Lapua or a 50 caliber, if they shoot at us with that, we're in bad shape anyway. But
What's that, mate? Is it real heavy?
You want to hold it?
Well, I'm just wondering, it looks like one of those not styrofoam, but you know what I'm talking about? I bet it's
heavy.
It's better than Kevlar.
Put the helmet on her too. Somebody got your camera ready? New recruit at the police department. Somebody get your camera out.
It's in your head.
Hang on to the, put your hand right through here and grab that right there. That right.
Grab this?
Yeah. I'm gonna hang on to it though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a female officer chief.
Wait, it's like this, right?
Keep saying boys.
It's pretty heavy.
It probably weighs as much as you.
If we do this, I can't get my gun.
I was gonna say, how you gonna get your gun?
I need to put that
Let's
helmet
not
on
hit
there,
from the police
Ronnie.
department. We've also got a fishing tournament coming up that
One time.
Outdoor Specialties
I'll
is putting
put
on
that
for
helmet
us,
on.
where we're gonna be able to generate some more funds to get some more safety
Might be
equipment. We're really excited about that. So I will have more information about that at a later time.
Oh, I have one.
Y'all got any questions about the equipment, or what you got on? So,
I hope
You got yours?
yes, sir, it's ordered.
It's ordered.
It's ordered, the helmet's ordered also. Is it not?
It is. And paid for.
He didn't order him one. And I gave him a lot of fits about that. And I told him, I warned him, I said, I'm asking in the next commissioner's meeting.
It's ordered. It's on the way.
It's on the record now.
He don't want to spend money on him. He want to get it for his people. I
The
said,
chief,
no.
we need you to say.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Thank you. Ron, good to see you, sir. Good to have you.
Thank you, Derry. Right.
Stay safe, Ron.
Hey, give that shield to Williamson. He may need it.
You have to buy it all.
Too much damage already done.
Thank you,
Stay
sir.
safe.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Joe?
Good afternoon, good evening. We got a presentation real quick for you. What I did, the mayor had inquired about some additional statistics that to kind of support our monthly we're talking about. And so what I wanted to do was a 10-year analysis to just kind of show the growth in the fire department this year. In 2024, anybody else interested? I do have a few more copies. In 2024, we ended the year with 1,040 calls. And as you see on our monthly statistic there for December, we ended December with 112 calls. That put us at 3.43 calls a day for the month of December. And so this 10-year analysis goes through our, it queries just kind of an overall of each category of the call. It doesn't get specific to it, to each and every one. You can see the grass fires, how that's more seasonal, more environmental. You can see what happened in 2022.
statistic probably makes perfect sense. The next page is the call for public assist. And you can see where we spiked in 2024. It really went up. And it's just interesting to see how that statistic came about. On the next page, we look at the false alarms, and we see to have an increase in the false alarms since 2021. Just kind of that statistic kind of shows that spike there. So we don't know if that's from new development that has put in alarm systems or what has spiked that, but that's been a contribution to the increase in the volume. You can see our EMS calls have almost steadily, as we first respond with the EMS system, on the next page there, our EMS calls have almost steadily taken an increase over and over. And then on the last page, that's our response to structure fires. And again, we see a pretty significant spike starting in 2021. But that's a 10-year analysis. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them the best I can. But look at that. I hope that it sheds some type of light on the growth of the fire response and where they're falling in at.
Now that you threw this out here, I gotta ask. The calls for false alarm, don't you have a record of what those were?
I do, but the way I queried it for this was just a generic overall false alarm. So
you've had 10 in October, you've had 10 false alarm investigations, 10, and I'm not sure what that's supposed to be right there. 1 May. It looks like your formula blew up on you.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're basically 10 a month with what you averaged last year, 10 a month. What have you looked at, like 10 in October, December, November? What are those 10 false alarms?
I haven't gone through and so they're broken down. Like for our record management system, these false alarms are in the 700s. So 701, 702, 703, each category is broken down to a specific, whether it's a pull station at the nursing home that got accidentally pulled and it was a false alarm, or did somebody call in that they saw smoke and it was steam. That's a category. So for this analysis, I didn't break down each specific. It's just we kind of counted the whole 700 categories. Okay. But yeah, so there's a pretty good variety of the cause of those false alarms within that statistic.
Do we have a charge for after so many false alarms at one resident or one business?
I have not heard that this city has the ordinance. I'm familiar with that ordinance. But so the way it goes is you would initially get 2 false alarms, and then the third one comes with a I don't know if you call it.
I know the city of Fort Worth has that.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
It's just you receive a charge from the city for false alarm system. So, but I don't believe we have that ordinance. I've not seen that.
Okay,
and I don't know that I want an ordinance and beat somebody up. I would be curious to know what those look like and why we're having them. Something we can do to eliminate that, because it's wasting.
We do have that on the books. We don't enforce it unless it's, like the last one I had was a local business here, and I just went and called the manager myself and talked to them and got it fixed. We don't want our businesses.
No, and I don't want to be punitive either. I'm just curious what they are. If it's something, just like Richard said, the same old thing all the time.
And we've had a few of those, what we call nuisance alarms that are repetitive. And so one of the local facilities in town, they had some damage from storm and water damage. And so it took a while to troubleshoot the system as they had contractors out. So we were seeing that they're contacting their maintenance and the alarm company to come out and they're trying to get it fixed. It just the automatic fire alarms are very sensitive. They can. with especially when they get wet, for whatever reason, they get wet, then you have a lot of false triggers throughout the system until the maintenance goes through and figure out what all is going on.
I like your 10-year analysis, that's pretty good. It's
good. Very good.
All right.
So for December, we did end up with 112 calls for service. That put us at 3.73 runs a day. We're just rolling out. I mean, we are making a lot of runs today. 86 of those took place inside the city limits. About 80% of the calls are inside the city, and 22 being out in the county. And 4 of those calls we went to assist our neighbors, another municipality. We installed 0 smoke detectors, and again, I hope that we're not missing any. I hope they're all out there, and we've got them all taken care of. So we did have a couple of calls. We kind of pushed that program during our gun raffle. We had a couple of calls, and we got them taken care of one way or another, but we didn't actually do the installation. 18 calls took place after 10 o'clock at night and before 7 in the morning. We attended 2 structure fires, and those were in our neighbors' territory, not in the city. We had no fires in the city. Our fire prevention program is continuing to outrun us. We did have 1 grass fire, 1 vehicle fire, and the 67 calls to assist the EMS service on some type of medical emergency. 10 motor vehicle accidents, 22 public assist, and something happened on the 1st of May. Not really sure. My throat, yes. And then
medical assist on there.
Yes, a lot. That's that kind of that elevated statistic that we're seeing. We're making a lot of those. So 0 rescues, 3 hazardous materials type calls with either some type of gas leak or fuel spill, and then we gained 1 volunteer membership. Yeah. So we're at 24, including staff. So we stay pretty steady. We lose gain, lose gain. We're pretty steady. Daniel Jackson, DJ, he was an employee for the city previously. He was our safety chief. He was with us a couple of years, and he kind of retired. He said he didn't have time, and he had put in his years, and so he turned in his stuff. We hated to see him go, but DJ retired from the fire service with us, and then we just concluded our first EMT class. That ended on January the 15th. I call it a success. We started off with 19, ended up with 17, and I think about 14 actually got their course completions and are ready to go. So we call that a success. And then on February the 10th, the Eastland Fire Department will start its first TCFP Fire Academy class, scheduled to start on February 10th and May 15th. And we'll have our first Fire Academy.
Fire Academy.
Yeah.
Will you actually get funds from that? I mean, will they have to pay to come to that like any other school? Yes,
ma'am. The tuition, we do have a tuition set on that. Now, if they're with a volunteer fire department, if they're a member, the 2604 Texas Forestry Grant will pay $750 of that. But there will be a little tuition to attend that. And that's just to support the class. Any cheaper, and we can't really host a quality class. So we're looking forward to a strong class, a solid class. We've got a lot of, we've sent firefighter Josh Dangle, who's our new firefighter, just completed his Fire Instructor 1 through our training facility. And Dylan Cogburn, who's our B shift staff, just completed his Fire Instructor 1. So we have 4 fire instructors to put on this class, and we're looking forward. We got some good ideas, and we're looking forward to it. So the last thing I have is on February 22nd. February 22nd, we're having our 4th annual chili cook-off. And we're looking forward to seeing some new contestants and hopefully some of our veteran contestants So the trophies, they'll be worth coming out for this year.
I'm coming for it.
You'll need your pickup to take first place trophy home.
Oh, good.
It'd be nice. Thank you for your time. And I'll
See you
any
in a
questions.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Joe? Hey, y'all doing something tonight? What are y'all training?
Yeah, we're doing our emergency vehicle driving training. And so, yeah, emergency vehicle driving training.
So we need to stay off the streets?
No, well, if there's any issues, this should mitigate. Now, it's just, our command staff, we used our training aids. We got a $10,000 grant from Forestry Service for training aids, and we bought these packages, and they're all objective covered, so it's a true certification emergency driving class. So we're able to hold that in-house now, and so we're looking at it helps us with our liability and our safety, and we're going to put this in our policy. We revisit it every year. Members will revisit it every year. We're going to get to where you have to have it to operate an emergency vehicle and stuff like that. So
I should have a little bit on insurance, shouldn't it, or not?
I'm not sure how that. We will have those certificates. So if it does apply, I would be happy to introduce those to whoever, TML, or if that helps. So yeah.
Just for the record, the pace you're on right now, your total call volume, which you showed for the last 10 years, last year was 1040. You're on a pace right now to be 1180, which is 140 more.
Yeah.
That's 10 a month.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
we're
impressive.
still on pace. I mean, January is showing, if we marked it right now, we're still on pace. We haven't slowed down. I mean, we're still continuing. And I guess what I'm saying is we're not seeing those as spots anymore. We're seeing that as the norm.
Steady growth. Well,
running.
Our community is growing, the activity is growing, things are getting better, and I mean, that's what you're gonna see. Both of you guys are, I know you've got your full staff, and your calls have picked up tremendously. So that's good. Thank you, guys. Anything else for Chief Williams? Thank you. Okay. I was looking at the municipal report.
You had 172 new cases. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Joe.
She had
Thanks, Joe.
172 new cases filed. She has a total of 4,345 active cases. It's quite a bit, but she's working through those steadily as she gets them. Then the city revenue for the month is $25,628. State revenue $18,855. So she's busy.
Good.
Good.
That's good. Anybody have any questions? Anything else? Okay, now we'll jump back up to number 5, and convene an executive session according to Texas Government Code 551-074, personnel matters. C matters. And we're doing that at 6:59.
It was loaded.